Welcome to this explainer. Okay, so when you think about your career, or really just applying for a new job, what's the very first number that pops into your head? It's the salary, right? The base pay. It's totally natural to fixate on that. But today, we're going to look at why that standard base salary is honestly just the visible tip of a massive iceberg. We're diving deep into demystifying the complete compensation package.
Picture this. You're in an interview and they drop that classic, kind of stressful question. So, what is your ideal salary package? Most of us instantly hyper-focus on just one thing, right? The gross pay figure. We just throw out a number. But here's a wild fact drawn straight from HR strategy. If you're only focusing on that single base number, you are almost certainly leaving massive value on the table. Like we're talking up to 30 or 40% of your total worth to a company. It's huge.
So here is our roadmap for today. First, we'll look beyond the base salary. Then we'll break down direct versus indirect compensation. After that, we'll explore intangible rewards and perks, followed by a quick look at gross pay versus net pay. And finally, we'll see how HR actually builds a compensation system.
All right, let's jump straight into Section 1, Beyond the Base Salary, the Total Rewards Concept.
Okay, let's dive right into this. Total compensation is really the complete offering. It includes absolutely all forms of pay and benefits an employee receives. We're talking your base salary, sure, but also overtime, bonuses, commissions, and the whole shebang of non-cash compensation. You see, for an employer, this isn't just about, paying the bills. It's actually a highly strategic instrument designed to procure, maintain, develop, and motivate you. This right here is that massive hidden iceberg floating right beneath your standard base salary.
Moving on to Section 2, Direct versus Indirect Compensation, Two Sides of the Coin. And this brilliantly illustrates how HR departments visualize your pay. Basically, they break it down into two branches. On the direct side, you've got your consistent base pay, like your basic salary, along with your variable pay. Things like performance bonuses, medical allowances, or sales commissions. Then, look over at the indirect side. This covers things like flexible hours, hospitalization, insurance, retirement policies, and your leave policies.
To put it super simply, direct compensation is the cash that actually hits your bank account. It's your base pay and your variable bonuses. Simple enough, right? Indirect compensation, however, consists of fringe benefits. Now, these absolutely have a monetary value. I mean, just think about how much private health insurance or a pension contribution would cost you out of pocket. But it's not direct cash handed to you. Instead, it's money the employer spends on your behalf just because you work there.
Up next, Section 3, Intangible Rewards and Perks, the Hidden Value.
So let's go a little further underwater on our iceberg. Intangible compensation involves non-monetary rewards. These are the things that improve your lifestyle, your work-life balance, and just your overall job satisfaction. Now, while they might not be super easy to convert into a specific dollar amount on a spreadsheet, these are massive strategic levers for companies trying to attract top talent. It's really all about providing a holistic lifestyle benefit.
And in the real world, this looks like flexible hours, paid travel, retirement plans, and stock options. It even extends to things you might not immediately think of, like tuition reimbursement, global employee exchange programs, or even public recognition like a monogram portrait for Employee of the Month. When you visually grasp this sheer variety, you realize that a modern total rewards package is really designed to support almost every aspect of your life, not just your working hours.
Let's shift gears for Section 4, Gross Pay versus Net Pay, What You Actually Keep.
Okay, so the crucial contrast here is this. Gross pay is your earnings before all those mandatory and voluntary deductions are withheld. It's that big, exciting number you see on your offer letter. Net pay, however, is your actual take-home pay after taxes, health benefits, and other payroll deductions have been scooped out. So, what's the golden rule here? You should absolutely negotiate your job offers based on gross pay, but you must plan your life and your monthly budget based on your net pay.
Finally, Section 5, Building a Compensation System, the HR Workflow.
Let's zoom out for a second and look at how HR actually builds this stuff. It all starts with a crystal clear job description. From there, HR conducts a job evaluation. They're basically looking at compensable factors like required skills and mental effort to see exactly what aspects of the job the company truly values and is willing to pay for. Then they build pay structures to standardize compensation, organizing jobs into specific pay grades so things remain fair across the board. And finally, they run salary surveys to collect market data. This ensures the company's pay is actually keeping up with inflation and what competitors are paying.
Because ultimately, this entire HR system exists to achieve two main things: internal equity and external equity. Internal equity ensures that similar jobs within the company get similar pay, making sure it's fair internally. External equity means the company is paying competitive market rates compared to the outside world. Without both of these working in perfect harmony, a company is going to quickly lose its best people.
Which brings us to our final thought. The next time you're sitting across from a hiring manager and they offer you a job, are you going to just look at the base salary tip, or will you evaluate the whole iceberg? You're now equipped to look right past that single gross pay number, analyze the direct and indirect benefits, value those intangible perks, and truly understand the complete reward you're getting for your hard work. So what's your real bottom line? Keep learning and keep valuating.